Welcome. As I promised, from today we'll be learning chapter wise specific guidelines. Today we'll get start with first chapter, which is infectious and parasitic disease. The code series starts with A as well as B. The code series which starts with A as well as B consider as an infectious as well as parasitic disease. That means from the first chapter. In this first chapter, let me start with one important topic, which is HIV, which is one of the most important topic. Never forget that, because no matter which code you are coding, but if you are coding any HIV chart, you need to be more careful. Remember, you need to be more careful. That doesn't mean that rest other charts you need to do careless. No, if you are doing careful on other charts, you need to be extra care, more care, additional attention towards these scenarios is needed, because in US HIV treats or consider as an critical conditions. No one wants to reveal HIV, because since we are coding, we may have some discrepancy on document or discrepancy on guideline or lack of knowledge as well, right? So since coding is a continuous education, you need to enhance your skill on daily basis, right? So in some situations you cannot. So coding HIV is an more sensitive part in coding. Remember, more sensitive. Before assigning HIV, if you want, you can check with your colleagues, your seniors or your manager until you get comfort with those codes, because there's a chance of, I'll give an example, there's a chance of coding HIV where the patient doesn't has HIV, and second scenario, we are not coding HIV for the patient who has HIV. Confused? No problem. If you look at the guidelines, chapter wise guidelines which we have here, it gives a better picture, right? First thing you need to remember is, if HIV is confirmed, if physician documents confirmed HIV disease or AIDS, then only we need to code. If you have any 0.0001% of question, there's a possibility of not having HIV. Better check with your client, better check with the physician, better check with your SPOCs which you have internally as well as external before assigning. Remember, before assigning, we need to assign HIV only if we have confirmed cases. In that case, we'll be using B20. B20 is a code for HIV. We'll be using this code. Right now you might be having a question, in which scenario we should code what condition, whether we need to go with HIV or do we have any other. Let me clarify. For confirmed conditions, you will be coding HIV B20, right? Next, selection and sequencing of HIV. How and where and when we need to select HIV and how we need to sequence those codes. In few scenarios, we can code HIV as first. In few scenarios, we can code as second. It depends on the scenario, right? Let me give some quick guidelines which we have in order to select and assign and sequence of HIV codes. First one would be HIV related conditions. Let's take an example. Patient has HIV. Patient admitted with fever as well as sepsis. The continuous focus on this visit is towards sepsis. In this scenario, what would be your first listed code? Remember one thing, first listed code we'll be learning in detail, but first listed in the sense the focus of treatment, the reimbursement evolves around the reason for admission, Why we need to assign that condition as first listed condition will give the reimbursement to the hospital physician, whoever it might be. That's the main key of first listed or principal diagnosis. Whenever I use first listed or principal diagnosis, remember that is the main key in order to get reimbursement to the hospital, to the physician, whoever it might be, right? Coming back to our point, our example, patient admitted with fever, patient was treated for sepsis, ongoing treatment for sepsis for 3 to 4 days, patient also has HIV. In this case, you need to remember it's an infectious process. If you compare sepsis as well as HIV, HIV is more severe, right? When compared to sepsis, HIV is more severe, so we will be coding with HIV. This scenario or condition falls under HIV related conditions guideline. Next, HIV unrelated conditions. What does it mean? Let's take an example. Patient admitted with traumatic fracture or any trauma, and patient also has HIV, right? Patient also has AIDS. In this case, the reason for admission is traumatic condition, which is fracture. This is the only scenario where we will be assigning fracture as primary, followed by, that means secondary code as HIV. Clear? First traumatic condition, second AIDS, because this is unrelated condition. This is not related to HIV. This is not related to infection. That is a trauma occurred due to some XYZ reason, right? First related conditions, second unrelated conditions. Next, newly diagnosed. If the patient is admitted for XYZ reason and there's some workup done, initially they have suspect some pneumonia, sepsis, everything, finally they confirm that patient has HIV. If physician confirms that, then you need to assign HIV as your first diagnosis. In that case, you can assign. But still, if you have a question, check with your physician, client, SPOC, whoever available to you, right? Next, asymptomatic HIV. What is asymptomatic? Patient doesn't have any symptoms, or patient is not, or physician has not yet confirmed that XYZ patient has HIV. So if they use asymptomatic or without symptoms, the patient coming for any HIV related, please go with Z21. Z21 we'll be using for asymptomatic HIV. Remember, if you have a notebook, please note it down. Remember all these points, you need to make a note in your notebook. It's definitely and mandatory. If you're not following, pause this video, get your notebook and pen, follow my instructions wherever, whichever point I'm focusing, emphasizing, please make a note of it. And if you feel something or any additional point need to be documented or written in your notes, please make a note of it. Next, inconclusive HIV. Sorry, what does it mean? Inconclusive HIV means it's an symptom, initial state, or just an symptom for HIV. Nothing has been confirmed, nothing has been done, just and start. We don't know whether that is related to HIV or not. In this case, we'll be going with R75 series. R75 series is when the patient has this kind of symptoms or these kind of things, they'll be doing some inconclusive serology, right? When they have done this serology, we'll be coding R75. We will not code Z21 or B20 or any other code. We will code R75. Remember this thing. And patient with previously diagnosed HIV. That means already patient has HIV. Patient already has HIV. Remember this. Now, whether we need to go with HIV or not. Yes, we need to code HIV condition, but sequencing depends on scenario, depends on chart, which guideline is appropriate, you need to apply that. But we need to code B20, not any other code. not R series, not Z21. We need to go with B20 when the patient has previous history of HIV. Next, HIV in pregnancy. If you recollect my last video, when I'm discussing about pregnancy chart or pregnancy chapter, I have emphasized we need to code only from O series, right? Unless until if we don't have the condition, then we will be going. But we have a separate code for HIV in pregnancy charts. So we will be coding O series if a pregnant patient has HIV. Finally, if a patient is coming for testing whether the patient has HIV or not, that means encounter to test whether the patient has HIV or not. In this case, we'll be going with screening, which will be Z11 series, and we also have some counseling code which will be under Z71 category, Z71.4, and screening will be Z11.4. And screening means just he's coming due to some XYZ reason, that might be quarterly review or half-yearly visit or monthly visit, whatever it might be, it's a regular screening. Or in that regular screening, he thought or someone has suggested or someone has been referred or consulted, whatever it might be, that will be considered as screening. And counseling, giving an information, giving an awareness on that, or if the patient is coming to take some counseling, to take some awareness from the physician or some the MD, nurse, or whatever, whoever it might be, in that case we will be coding counseling Z71.4. So in this chapter we have not yet completed the complete chapter. Still we have completed only one part of chapter 1, which is HIV. Now you are clear when to code HIV. Confirmed cases. After that, if any selection or sequencing of HIV, first you need to check whether related conditions or not. If related conditions, go with HIV. Second, if any unrelated condition, go with unrelated condition as your PDX or your first listed code. Next, whether it is newly diagnosed or not, whether asymptomatic or not, inconclusive serology or not, if any previously diagnosed or not, HIV in pregnancy or not. Finally, but not the least, screening and counseling. By this we have completed HIV topic.